Snowfall in Harmony Street. The blizzard stranded them all as strangers until a child's paper snowflake connected every home. Harmony Street was the kind of place that didn't rush. The houses leaned politely toward each other as if in conversation. Porches carried the smell of pine and old coffee, and the sidewalks had learned the rhythm of strollers, mail carts, and laughter. Every December, the neighborhood came alive. Windows glowed gold. Wreaths hung from every door, and from somewhere, always, came the sound of Mrs. Langley's record player spinning White Christmas on repeat until New Year's Eve. But that year, winter had arrived faster than expected. Snow began early in the afternoon, soft at first, then thick and determined, burying tire tracks, muffling footsteps, and reminding everyone that plans are suggestions and nature loves surprise. By dusk, Harmony Street was silent except for the hush of falling snow and the occasional bark of a dog who didn't believe in weather forecasts. Lights flickered on behind curtains, one by one, and the world shrank to the size of whatever glowed near you. At number 12, Mr. Whitmore, a retired school teacher with a cane that clicked like punctuation, sighed at the window. "Well," he said to no one, "the carolers won't be making it this year." Across the street, Janelle Price, single mom and night shift nurse, pulled her little boy's hat down over his ears. "Looks like Santa might need snowshoes, huh, Nate?" And next door to her, Mrs. Langley's record skipped once, then twice, and finally gave up halfway through Jingle Bells. Harmony Street had always depended on people crossing paths. But tonight, the snow had drawn a curtain between each house, until one small thing began to change everything. The Hart's winter, a neighborhood apart. Janelle tucked Nate into bed early. "No school tomorrow," she said. He grinned sleepily. "Then you'll stay home too." She brushed hair from his forehead. "I wish, sweetheart. The hospital still needs me. But Ms. Harper next door said she'd check on you if the power goes out." Nate nodded, already drifting. "It won't go out. The snow will keep us safe." Janelle kissed his cheek, whispered a prayer to the steady hum of the heater, and headed to the bus stop, boots crunching through inches of white silence. Down the block, Mr. Whitmore was trimming the wick of his oil lamp just in case. He liked being prepared. After 40 years of teaching, planning ahead was muscle memory. He looked at the half-finished model ship on his table and muttered, "Should have glued the sails before winter." Then he turned up the radio to drown the empty sound of the house. Mrs. Langley tried the record player one more time. Nothing. So she brewed tea and stared at the snow. For all her stubborn cheer, even she admitted it was too quiet. By 8 o'clock, the storm had swallowed the street. The spark of wonder, paper snowflakes, and real ones. At 8:15, a faint thud hit Mr. Whitmore's door. He opened it, expecting wind, and found a paper. Snowflake stuck to the screen. It was cut from notebook paper, edges uneven, center shaped like a heart. On it, written in careful childish letters, "Happy Snow Night, from Nate." He looked across the street. The porch light at Janelle's house glowed faintly, but her car was gone. In the upstairs window, a small face appeared, watching. Mr. Whitmore smiled and lifted a mittened hand in greeting. The boy waved back before vanishing behind the curtain. On a whim, the old man reached for his worn notebook and scribbled a reply. "Nice work, young man. Perfect symmetry." He folded the note into a paper airplane and launched it toward the opposite porch. It swooped once, wobbled heroically, and landed neatly in a snowbank. A minute later, another paper snowflake fluttered back his way. So began the great paper snowstorm of Harmony Street. Within half an hour, other windows joined in. Mrs. Langley, spying the exchange through her lace curtains, laughed out loud and fetched her craft scissors. By 9, paper shapes floated between houses like white doves, stars, trees, hearts, angels, all glowing whenever they drifted past a window. The street that had fallen silent began to sparkle with laughter again, the gift within, a small chain of kindness. At number 8, the elderly Nguyen couple, who rarely left home anymore, saw the fluttering snowflakes and thought someone was decorating for them. Mrs. Nguyen taped one to her window with trembling hands and wrote beneath it, "Beautiful, thank you." Janelle's babysitter, Ms. Harper, spotted it while checking on Nate and added her own, "You are loved." When she stuck it to the porch glass, the lamplight shone through the cutout heart and threw dancing shapes onto the snow. Mr. Whitmore, not to be outdone, strung a line of his old classroom twine between his porch posts and hung each snowflake he received like ornaments. Mrs. Langley opened her front door, raised her teacup to the night, and shouted across the street, "If this keeps up, I'll start singing carols again." Someone, no one ever found out who, cheered back, "Do it!" And she did. Her voice cracked at the edges, but it was strong, and after the second verse, the Nguyens joined in from their window with a soft harmony. By the time they reached Silent Night, half the block was humming along. Even Nate, still awake upstairs, whispered the words into his pillow, sure the sound could reach his mom wherever she was. The whisper of Christmas, morning in Harmony Street. When dawn came, the storm had passed. The snow lay heavy on tree branches and rooftops, blue in the early light. Harmony Street looked as if someone had sprinkled it with magic. Mr. Whitmore stepped outside carefully, holding his cane in one hand and a thermos of cocoa in the other. He found Nate's front step half buried and cleared it before the boy could wake. Then he left a note under the doormat. "Snow Patrol completed. Excellent craftsmanship on your decorations. W." At number 14, Mrs. Langley set out a tray of muffins with a sign, "Take one, neighbor, add joy." She didn't wait to see who came. She just knew someone would. By noon, the street was awake and alive again. People greeted one another while shoveling. Strangers exchanged cocoa recipes. Someone started a snowman competition that quickly devolved into a snowball truce. When Janelle's bus pulled in that afternoon, she stepped onto the street and stopped. Every porch, every window, every fence post was lined with paper snowflakes, hundreds of them, twisting gently in the breeze like a choir of tiny white miracles. Her eyes filled. She hurried up the path, opened the door, and found Nate in the living room surrounded by scissors, scraps, and smiles. "Did you do all this?" she asked. "Not alone," he said proudly. "Everybody helped." Outside, Mr. Whitmore waved from his porch. "You've got quite the artist there, Nurse Price." She waved back, speechless. Nate ran to the window. "Look, Mom, it's Harmony Street again." Epilogue: The street that learned its name. That night, when the sky turned soft and the lights in every house glowed once more, a new snowfall began, gentle, quiet, content. From above, Harmony Street must have looked like a necklace of gold beads laid gently on white velvet. Mrs. Langley's record player, miraculously revived after its rest, played White Christmas one last time. The Nguyens sat side by side at their window, holding hands. Janelle read to Nate by the tree until he fell asleep. Mr. Whitmore, sipping cocoa, glanced at the line of paper ornaments swaying on his porch and whispered, "Well done, class." Across the way, a child's hand waved good night through the glass. He waved back. Sometimes harmony isn't a sound. It's a street full of people remembering that they live close enough to care. And if you listen closely on snowy nights, when paper snowflakes catch the lamplight just right, you might still hear the faint echo of a neighborhood singing together. And that's how Christmas found its way into another heart.